As soon as a diesel locomotive returns to the base depot after a trip, take it to the maintenance shed for its schedule. Before beginning the schedule, the concerned supervisor should examine the driver's repair book for any bookings made during the trip by the driver. Attend to these repairs during the scheduling. After this, the lab staff should collect samples of lube oil from the lube oil dipstick hole and the water sample from the water expansion tank filling cap and conduct appropriate examination. After this, place the locomotive at the cleaning point. Shut down the locomotive and clean the locomotive with a brush. Also wash the locomotive thoroughly from the outside with a soap solution. Now air blow the radiator. Blow the air jet from inside the radiator so that the air pressure from the inside can easily blow off the dust particles on the radiator fins. After cleaning the locomotive, now place the loco on the pit. Start the locomotive and keep it at idle. The lube oil pressure on idle should not be less than 2.5 kg per centimeter square. The fuel oil pressure at idle should be 3.5 kg per centimeter square. Then visually inspect the locomotive for any visible defect, cracked or broken components. Check for any missing component, nuts and bolts. Check for any leaking joints, seals, pipes, etc. Check the cylinder head manifolds and joints for blows and leaks. After this examination, check and record the following pressures. Insert the vacuum gauge at the expressor lube oil filling adapter on the breather valve assembly in the expressor and record the readings. The difference between the expressor crankcase vacuum and the expressor drain pipe vacuum should not be more than 12.5 centimeters of mercury. Now insert the expressor lube oil pressure gauge at the gauge pipe adapter in the efficiency needle valve assembly. The recommended expressor lube oil pressure on idle at any temperature should not be less than 1.8 kg per centimeter square. Now visually inspect the air brake and the vacuum brake system. The expressor loading should be at 8 kg per centimeter square and the expressor unloading should be at 10 kg per centimeter square. Next, put the 8 mm test plate on both the ends of the vacuum hose pipe and take the reading. The vacuum gauge readings should not be less than 53 centimeters of mercury with test plate of 8 mm and 56 centimeters of vacuum on dummy. Always ensure that the brake cylinder pressure should be 2.5 kg per centimeter square. The control air pressure should be 5 kg per centimeter square. HS4 valve pressure should be 1.4 kg per centimeter square to 1.7 kg per centimeter square in order to maintain 560 millimeters vacuum on dummy. The brake pipe pressure and the equalizing reservoir pressure is adjusted to 5 kg per centimeter square with the adjusting knob of A9 valve. Check the feed valve. The setting of the feed valve should be 6 kg per centimeter square. Apply the A9 brake valve. If independent brake pressure builds in the brake cylinder pipe to 2.5 kg per centimeter square, the vacuum in train pipe drops to 0. It means that the air brakes and the vacuum brakes are synchronized. Check the cycle timing of air dryer for purging. It should be 60 seconds. Now visually examine the undergear system for any air leakage. Open the MR drain cock and drain the condensate from the cock. Check the working of auto drain valve during loading/unloading of expressor. Check the working operation of the bogie cutout cock by both closing and opening the cutout cock. Physically examine the axle box for any signs of overheating. The nuts, bolts, pipe plugs and other parts should be properly secured. Check the brake cylinder piston travel. The brake piston cylinder travel should be 2.5 by 8 to 3 inches. Let us now check the turbo rundown. Bring the locomotive to the 4th notch and warm it up to its normal working temperature. Shut down the engine by putting the OST in trip position and check the turbo rundown by a stopwatch. Compare it with the manufacturer's recommendation. If the turbo rundown is below the recommended level, arrange to send the turbo for overhaul. All the defects detected during the incoming examination should be entered in the schedule form and rectified during scheduling.